All right, y'all. I hope you enjoy the third annual Jasmine and Poetry Festival with Jazz. We have Juan Flautista, Mountains of Man, Catherine Bresa, and Nick Sanchez in the band, joining Juan Flautista. Woo woo! And it's a beautiful day in Southern California. This event is for Anthony J. Green, Rest in Power brother. And we're happy to be here celebrating. All right, y'all enjoy the show. We're live streaming on our YouTube. Okay.
I can't see. Yeah. My head's not like I'm not what's on I wish I could more, but it's like I think that one has that's the best one. That's what I have.
I see Aunt Joan.
So when you want to go,
I got you. Yeah. I All right, welcome everyone to Tears for Snap. I want to welcome everyone here. That was Juan Flautista, Catherine Bresa, Nick Sanchez, Mountains of Man, here in the band. So everyone, the patio, we're supposed to get this party started today. This is the third annual Jasmine and Poetry Festival with Jazz. Woo! And this festival exists and is dedicated to the memory of Anthony J. Green, one of the most beautiful humans that I have personally got to meet, and I dedicate this festival to him in a celebration of National Poetry Month, and also celebrating Jazz Month. And you know, it's Earth Month, so we got Mother Nature here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and all the wonderful poets here with Los Angeles Poet Society, and LA Poet Society Press, and all of the beautiful poets here in LA, just present and creatives. So I first want to start with a land acknowledgement. I want to acknowledge all of the relatives, all the indigenous, all the caregivers of Mother Earth, especially the Chumash, the Tataviam, the Fernandeño, and the Gabrieleño, and all the other indigenous here of planet Earth, and also just to honor where we stand here in Los Angeles and LA County and Turtle Island. We want to acknowledge them. And also I want to tell you all just to, you know, share more love to our Mother Earth. Let's be good to her. It is Earth Month, but every day we should be celebrating Mother Earth and taking care of her. So let's continue that legacy of being good caretakers of the land for the next generations to come. Mateo. Oh, all right. So definitely, before we get started with the music, I want to light this candle here. This is going to be representing Anthony and his beautiful spirit. And he loved Jasmine. So that's why we call this the Jasmine and Poetry Festival. On stage, we have Jasmine down here. It's a star Jasmine. So we're happy to have her here, and some great Rafa plants. So since the jasmine wasn't in bloom, I was like, these babies look pretty good. And so here we are. So this is for Anthony, and it's going to remain lit all throughout the event. I know it's a little hard to see with the bright light, but it did work. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's an LED candle. So it's going to be here by our beautiful jasmine plant on the bell. And one more thing. This is our first event here at FKM, so let's hear it for FKM. Everybody be blessed. Be blessing the mic, and we'll be passing this around. All right, we have Chef Lee here with some delicious gumbo. We have a crawfish gumbo, and we have a vegetarian gumbo. So all of this is on the house. But I do, welcome tips to on Chef Lee and her group. We're gonna have LA Poet Society merch and goodies for you, journals to give away. We also have drinks, and so everything's, help yourself. So I invite you to eat and enjoy some jazz. We have a great band here for you. With Juan Flautista, Captain Presa here on trombone. We have Nick Sanchez on bass and Uncle Mam on drums. Y'all have a great time. All right, so you. Look now. And the is such a long way. And the burden is high. So this morning you're gonna let stay. Let's just me and take to the stars. Standing by. The time and living years. And the calling is your daddy's So summer clouds. That's what you and it was good. Baby, told you cry. And look what it is. And you know it's gonna be okay. Oh, if it's lost, you cry.
Great job. And,
Being human for all the humans in the world. especially the ones here today, feeling desolate in this space where time meshes into the post of my death. An uncertain slumber of right, a net of collection. Why does it always come down to money? To raise your hopes, your praises, to make you feel like a good human, a happy human. Justify me this feeling of incompleteness because I do not have enough paper to go around taking away all the hands. Is my life less valuable because I cannot pay someone today? Is my life less valuable because I do not have enough greed to pay? Am I deemed to tire, tread, and sidewalk skid because I came up short? Well, how short of human am I since I have no greed to give? Since when did paper inject itself into our veins? The needles blended into the stream of blood, plasma, capillaries, dust. There's no green in my blood. There is no green in my blood. No, I am not rich. I am not rich. I'm human. I'm human, y'all. And so are we. We're human. Embrace yourself. Be true to your spirit, always. Let's give it up for the band up here, everybody. Yeah, everybody's jazzing. Welcome to the Poetry Festival, the Jasmine and Poetry Festival with jazz. Always. All right, let's check the other. All right, let's give it up one more time for our band. One love piece and it's past of friends. We have Catherine Bresa on trombone and vocals. And we have Nick Sanchez on bass. And Mountains of Man, Mary Martinez on percussion. And Juan Claudia. All right, we're going to bring up our poetas now and poets. You have the chance to be accompanied by some music. Just let us know. I know some of you already touched base with the band. But again, let's also give a hand for Andrea Lee, Chef Lee, her delicious food. We have gumbo, we have cake, we have veggie gumbo. And also, I want to invite you all to check out the LA Poet Society table. And we also, as I mentioned, we are giving everybody a journal today and some Jasmine. If you check out the table by Juan Flautista, grab a journal. They're free. Pick any one you want. You can pick a flower. And then I was trying to set it up, but there's a few books and poems on that table, and they're up for bid. So they're up for bid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of paper up there with every item. What we have up there, we have Amanda Gorman's The Hill We Climb. We have LA Poet Society leather bound journal. We have a year planner. We have a special edition broadside poem by Claudia Castro Luna. It's really beautiful. We have the newest Optopress addition to the LA Poet Society Press family, which is the Stella zine. We have that up there. We also have some house, like plant magic, house magic, moon magic books. So yeah, just go ahead and I'll have the list going, but basically what you do is you put your name next to it and the bid you want to put on there. So we'll kick everything off at like $2. And then, you say, hey, I want to do that. I'll get that for $2. Or you're like, hey, I'll pay $5. And anyway, that's how we'll do it. And at the end of the show, everybody will get what they bid on. All right, let's see. Any other things? Definitely we have lemonade. We have vino. Y'all want some vino? We have water. Help yourself, or come see some of the staff with Chef Lee, and they can help you. But it's all for you. And I also, recommend y'all to throw a tip in there towards Chef Lee and her team as well. Be rude. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with our poets. So the first poet that I'm gonna bring up is Tyler Lynn Bradley. She is a poet. She is a media marketing, I want to say maniac, but she is amazing. But she is super awesome with the social media. I know last year she went on a tour of the world. This woman, she was like, you know what? I'm embracing myself. I'm alive. I want to see Mother Earth. And she went for it without hesitation. And just something that I admire so much when you see people living and listening to their intuition and their own path and their spirit. And Tyler is a fierce poet. She got to perform in France. She performed in Italy. I don't know, I'll let her tell you the rest, but she is part of our Poet Society, LA Poet Society Press family. She's been published in Afterverse. She's been published in Read Flesh. And I cannot wait to have her up here on the mic. So everybody, please welcome Tyler Lynn Bradley. And we do have some seats up front if you want to come closer, but as long as you're comfortable. Also, I want to mention there's restrooms inside too if you need it. And if y'all didn't see them, they're they're by the lobby. All right. Okay, Tyler Lynn Bradley, everybody.
Yes. Hi, everyone. How you doing today? Thank you. My name is Tyler. As Jessica was saying, I just got back from a 5-month international trip where I went to 12 countries in 22 cities in 5 months. And I performed in 6 different countries, 9 different times. So I got to see the world. And what I found, to that. And what I found out on that trip is that the most important thing in life is joy. And joy is not something you can find at a place, but it's something you have to find inside yourself. So today, I'm going to be doing pieces about self-love, about joy, and about finding that peace within yourself. Does that sound good? Awesome. So this first piece is called Breathe. And I wrote it because sometimes I forget to breathe. And I'm sure we all have done that as well. Are we good? Sometimes I forget to breathe. So caught up in the day today, I forget to pause, to reflect, to look in the mirror and marvel at my reflection, take pride in my direction, acknowledge all that I've done and love myself because I'm the only one. But sometimes I forget to breathe, I forget to connect, so caught up in the work that piles on my desk, I forget to look around and see that the fate of the human race depends on my actions, it depends on me, but sometimes I forget to breathe. Beneath that shallow breath is a mantra I cannot forget. Like a powerful wind swirling through the dark of night. When I take flight, I bring magic to life, defeat stormtroopers with the force of my light. I am the architect of my life, the designer of my strife, the writer of my dreams. As hard as it seems, I will transform, break the norm. I will act and take the future by storm. And sometimes I will forget to breathe, and that's okay, because I'm only human. So I'll keep exhaling every day. Thank you so much. That's my first piece. My next piece is called Be Like the Moon. Growing up, I used to love the moon. I used to watch Sailor Moon as a kid. Any nerds? Yes, let's go. And I was always fascinated by the fact that the moon, there's all these different stories about the moon, all these different myths, but the moon remains itself. It shines its light on the world. And so I thought to myself, what if I could be like the moon? And so I wrote this piece called Be Like the Moon. So original, yeah. I've heard a great deal about the moon. Small steps, giant leaps, blue moons without a dream while I sleep. Mysterious dark craters, perhaps made of cheese. Little green men, shadows to appease. Monarchs, goddesses, wolves shaped like men, tales of death. Lovers in flight, lust aroused by the moon's light. Yes, I've heard a great deal about the moon. Yet no matter the story, the tall tale, the myth, the deceit, the moon remains constant phases of everlasting beats, waning, waxing, no matter the riddle or rhyme, the moon is itself, now and to the end of all time. I've heard a great deal about myself, who I am, who I should be, what I can or cannot do, what I will or will not see. Some voices are outsiders, others live inside of me. Yes, I've heard a great deal about me. Perhaps if I try, I can be like the moon, and no matter the story, expectation, pressure, or lie, I can just be myself, phasing free, now into the end of my time. Thank you so much. And for my last piece, just a quick story. I'm happily in love. Yay for love.
Hey, love.
And a year ago, my grandmother loved her to death, but she's 90 years old, and she's 90, very blessed. And she asked me, she's like, Tyler, do you want to get married? And I was like, yeah, grandma. She's like, well, your boyfriend Kevin's not going to marry you because you already live with him and he's already had you. I was like, damn, grandma, like. So instead of telling my grandma off because she's 90, I wrote a piece about it. It's called I Am, and this is for everyone with pussies in the audience. Yes, I said with pussy, you'll be all right. I am not to be had, I am to be earned. My pussy isn't the end, it's just the beginning. And if you're lucky to enter, you better keep on giving. I am a good life decision, a long-term plan, a down payment on a beach house right next to the sands, a Roth IRA, a 401k, a diamond from K, worth more each day like fine Chardonnay. And I hate to be cliche, but I'm like Beyonce. Even when I stumble, my Sasha Fierce will slay. Listen, I am not to be had, I am to be earned. My heart is a PhD. Better get your doctorate in how to cherish a celestial soul like me. In fact, I am your recommended daily dose of vitamin C, D, E, fresh off a fruit tree, pollinated by a bee, fuzzy, flying and free. And any man would be lucky to get down on one knee. For me, you see, I am not to be had, I am to be earned. My pussy isn't the end, it's just the beginning. And if you want my exquisite mind, you better keep on giving. Thank you so much. I'm Tyler Bradley. Thank you. Just a quick plug. As I said, I did travel the world and performed all around the world. If you are interested in how I did that, I'm doing a workshop tonight at 4 p.m. It's free, it's virtual. If you go to the link in my bio at Tyler Lynn Bradley, you can sign up and just figure out how you can do it yourself. But thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Yeah. Oh my, there we go. All right, that was Tyler Bradley. Yes. She's incredible. I love her flow. Like she's like the band. That was so cool. That was amazing. All right, we're gonna keep the mic going. Let's see here. I want to bring up Makeem. Makeem, you ready? Yeah, all right. We're bringing Makeem up to the mic. He is part of the Reflesh Familia from Los Angeles Poetry Society Press. Let's give him some love.
All right.
Did I make it too tall?
I'm not tall.
We're not
yet.
tall enough. Oh, darn.
We good. We good.
Okay.
No worries. What's good, everyone? How's everyone doing?
Great.
All right. Just wanted to say thank you to LA Society Press for providing this space and welcoming me into the family and the home. My name is Makeem. And, you know, I'm in a position now where I'm doing a lot of writing and writing some new stuff. So y'all are going to be my test crowd for said new stuff. So I just want to see how it resonates. You let me know. So I'll read a couple of poems and we'll see how it goes. I know love, joy in summertime, hands locked into sweat with the key thrown away, the kindness of sunset to paint skies red velvet and lavender just for us. Coarse sands massaging callous feet of roads less traveled, hardened from a relentless world into softer skins, peace of serenity found in an open heart. I know this to be love, and I know you to be loved. Long stares into dark eyes, warmth of earth and hillsides lives fit perfectly into the whole of me. Conductor of my best moments, Moroccan mint teas and Ventura breezes. I know this to be love. Janet Jackson choreography in mirrors. I know this to be love. Peanut butter and jelly Joshua trees and desert snow. I know this to be love. Playlists of Stevie and Donnie. Songs that are yours. Songs that only remind me of you. Songs that can never belong to anyone else. Fingers, all green thumbs, nothing but nurture. Flowers blooming in a presence kinder than creation. I know this to be love, and I knew you to be love, and I love you, and I love you, and I love, and I love. And longing is just love with nowhere else to go. No space, no time, just a feeling in your chest that never goes away. Every harbor here is yours. Every garden here is yours. And I love you, and I love you, and I love, and I love. And I still have the whole of love yet to give. And I'm sorry for the love I wasn't ready to receive. And what happens to love? There's nowhere left to go. All right, so 2 more poems. I'm gonna do a short one. That's gonna find it on the phone. How much a dollar costs? How much is a dollar when a dollar ain't worth what it was? Less than what it was, but more than 50 cents, and less than a bag of chips, but enough to get by, and more than a honey bun, but not on any schoolyard I was on when I was a kid. And it used to add up in the homies' pockets, but not no more. And enough for some bananas, but not enough for a 4 for 4, which is now a 6 for 7 bag. That doesn't make any sense. And more than nothing, but less than something. And something evil, because if you have it all, but something blessed, because we ain't got none of it at all. And more than in my bank account, but only on my rough days. And enough for beans and rice somewhere in the world, but not know we're here and still more than zero, but we still know how zero feels. And there's a world where we don't need money, but that world ain't here yet. And I know we are the world and dollar signs. And I know we can offer a plate when it's needed. And I know there are enough beds for us to have. And I know everyone deserves a roof over their head. And I know that we need loving. And I know it's people over capitalism. And I know that's always. And I know a good job ain't guaranteed. And I know that's by design. And I know the land stretches far and wide. And I know the ground still needs tilling. And I know there ought to be work for us to do. And I know the children need raising. And that we need healing. And I know that we can see it through. And I know that we can see it through. All right, last poem. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it. I would love to connect with y'all. I'm excited to hear more poetry from you all today. So I greatly appreciate being here. They say I am the one with the plan. I say I am only following what was laid down before. She says she likes it when I read her poems. I say it's my modest voice. She says, speak and we shall turn into gold. They say I be like Hades, the way I resurrect us from the doors. They say I gotta smile bright as galaxy in the spirit, calm before the storm. I say break of winter into spring is all I have ever known. They say I speak in tongues. No, I speak in humanity's code. I am child of humanity's cradle. They say we are the ones who don't know much, while we were the ones who wrote the book. They copied like open note. But do they really know? I am the river ancient as old. I say it don't take much to love this skin I'm in. It's the only one I've ever known. They say black is dirty. I say, have you ever looked in the mirror? We only soil while you sullied, afraid to see anything grow. They say I don't belong here. I say, neither do you. They say we don't bleed the same. I ask them if they want to find out. They say my skin don't feel pain. Cut my women into pieces, throw my children to alligators, and I scream, and I scream, and I rage, and I'm rage. What's understood need not be said, so in that case, let me say it again. I am here, and I am never going away, because we are here, and our spirits will last us longer than they say we would, because I am only a reflection of the Most High, the parts you seek to find. I am African, Afro-Americano, the latter only by name. And at this point, does it matter what they say if we are what we choose to call ourselves? There is no they worthy of these ears, only us whose veins bleed crimson promises of tomorrow. I say word and it shall be. I say word and it turn whole. I say word and watch hills bloom before your eyes. They say you don't belong here. I say I am the world. How hateful you must be to hate everything you have ever known. I am whole. I am tired. But he says speak and gives me everything. I am my brothers buried by unholy causes. They say I should lie with them, but no, I am here. The loud one, the free bird song, the hand rearing the child, the sweet yams, the nod and the hand waving. I am ready to die. The nigga, we made it. The cosign, Malcolm's child, Che's disciple, Baker's son. The last line Pac ever wrote. I am who I say I am. I am all we are meant to be. And there's nothing they could ever say, nothing they could do to stop me. Thank you. All right, so thank y'all again for having me. As was mentioned, I'm included in the LA Society Press's anthology Refresh. It was a wonderful opportunity to be selected, and just wanted to be able to share this one last poem with you all. This is included in that anthology, and it's titled Thoughts of Us as We Should Be. Imagine a boy, black skin like winter skies and bright eyes like nebulas. Imagine the boy in a room, and the room is a village, and the children are gemstones, and a teacher stands happy, and the teacher is a hearth, and the boy is learning, and the boy is warm. Imagine a girl, black skin like winter skies and bright eyes like nebulas. Imagine the girl in a room, and the room is a crowd, and her words are sunlight, and the audience is live, and the audience is cheering, and the girl is shining, the girl is warm. Imagine them with power. Imagine them with life. Imagine them without strife in a world that seeks to bury them, in a world that traffics them away. Imagine all children, black skin like winter skies and bright eyes like nebulas. Imagine them being warm. Imagine them being warm. Thank you.
Center. All right. Wow, I wish I had extra hands. I wish I had like 8 of them. I need to be an octopus. I wish. All right. Bye, guys. We're gonna go live again later. I need my phone. Thanks for watching. Come over to North Hollywood. We're here having fun again. Okay. Dang, the king, that was amazing, brother. Thank you. Super right up. All right, I'll fix this mic in a sec, but I want to bring up our next poet. And also, y'all, I've been going around asking you if you would like musical accompaniment. Remember, it's also Jasmine. We have this amazing jazz band with us today. Poetry and jazz. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like hot dogs and mustard. Hot dogs and ketchup. Hot dogs rock. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. It's good. They go well together, like wine and cheese. Anyway, okay. So our next poet, I don't be up here for a while. But our next poet is one of my favorite people, one of my sisters that we used to work together back in the day at Tia Chucha. Shout to Tia Chucha, Sempre Cultural. Rosalia Mendoza, aka Lily of the Valley, started writing at the age of 10. She began sharing floricanto in her mid-20s and now writes to heal, challenge sexism and colonialism, and create a new narrative for herself as a Chicanese. Her parents migrated from Zacatecas and Michoacán, Mexico. Through her writing, she hopes to share her family and community's resilience with her 3-year-old sunshine, Chalchiwidi. So please welcome Rosalia M. Mendoza. And she's taller than me. Gonna be a leg right here. So, you know, you're comfortable with my all you sis. Oh, higher? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, LA Poet Society.
There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, listos. Got it.
Thank you, LA Poet Society. It's beautiful to have a CLA reunion. Love y'all. Love you too. And shout out to Tia Chuchas and all the community and cultural spaces that are making this happen for us. And this beautiful band. First piece is called Unroutine. Forget about the dirty laundry. Let the dishes pile up. Do not sweep today. Allow food to aggressively lay. Let stained mirrors talk back. Dust, later, settle on the furniture. El quehacer nunca se acaba. Take a break. Pick up your wallet or purse, keys or bike, and get out of the house. Feel the breeze
once again. Let the sun shine in. Emotions flow like water, and hold yourself again in communion with the birds that fly, the bees who pollinate these beautiful purple flowers, the people who await for your return. Thank you. The next piece is called Sometimes. This is dedicated to my motherland and all of communities who have been displaced and are still searching for home and coming home within. I just want to dip my feet in the ocean and get caressed and have limpias with the salt water. Other times I want to converse with the moon and the stars, from the desert to the high mountains in the valley away from the city. My imagination starts expanding to the time when my ancestors still spoke the ancient tongues of the lands connected with our truth. I want to take pictures of Venus or Mars and learn the steps of the dance to the stars. I don't have a telescope to even see Saturn's rings or money to travel to my mother's lands. Not even a sign to give me a clue and reclaim all the knowledge we once knew. So I just sit here in my living room in gratitude. Glaso Kamatli, for how far I have come. Despite the odds, I already know we have won. Thank you. Now this is the last piece and it's dedicated to all my fire women within my circles, within her poetry circles, comadres. If you're a fire woman too, this is dedicated to you. Fire woman. Who taught you to blaze? Consume many sexism with your ardor and look back with every attack, fire woman. With you by our side, we don't need to be saved by red capes and men in tights, charming knights, relics, or saints. She is brava. The cowards would say, if a man punched you, you defended yourself by punching back. If they told you to be quiet, you talked back. Your embers sizzled patriarchy as you stood standing against anyone trying to bring you or any woman down. I will not let anyone mistreat me, is a promise you made at 5. But who taught you? We ignite from within. May your fire always remain lit so it can guide the next generations of guerreras and burn down the patriarchy to the ground. Thank you. So Charlie. All right, that was Rosa Lilia. She's an FFB resident también, San Fernando Valley. All right, North Hollywood. It's good to be back here. We used to have a program that happened every Wednesday called Writer Wednesday. Remember Writer Wednesday? We do. That's where we met back in 2013. But it's good to be back here. And let's give it up for our host, MKM Cultural Arts Center. This is one of our new casas here in North Hollywood. So we're really happy. This is actually our first event here. So you all are breaking ground with us and planting seeds with us today. So thank you for being here, Tlaxcalcamatli. And just, we're blessed, we're blessed here with the sun. It's been a while. It's been a while since the sun has been like an issue, like, it's a little hot now, but it's good. We're enjoying it too, embracing the moment. I want to again thank Chef Lee and her team. Let's give them some love. I'm about to get my gumbo on in a couple minutes after introducing our next reader. Okay, and you're right, it is like a little CLI reunion. A lot of y'all part of the Community Literature Initiative. I want to give a shout out to Hiram Sims and the CLI fam. What's up? And all our friends here on YouTube that are watching us. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. This is the 3rd annual Jasmine Poetry Festival. And again, we're dedicating this to Anthony Green. We have a jasmine plant. We got our candle for the brother right here. And thank you all for your poetry and your love. Okay, so we're gonna continue. Y'all feeling good? Yeah, how's the gumbo? How's the gumbo? Oh yeah, I love it. I love hearing that. Okay, so our next poet at the mic is gonna be Mr. Chai T. So I'm gonna say his name, his full birth name here. Sutik Chai Savatatsuk. Maybe, and also known as Mr. Chai Tea, is a drink of comedy and poetry. He is undefined by an ongoing quench for living life to the fullest as a nerd. I love you, Chai. Living his life to the fullest as a nerd and an adventurer born and raised in Los Angeles. As an autistic Asian American with a background in mechanical engineering from Cal State University Northridge, he shares his stories across various mics. He enjoys activities like hiking, rock climbing, 3D printing, board games, and sharing knowledge. You can find him at local boba shops and on Instagram at Mr.Chai_T. All right, let's hear it for Mr. Chai T. And you're also taller than me.
Oh.
Welcome to the party.
Yes, that one.
Hello. How are y'all doing tonight? Well, today. Sorry, I'm used to doing comedy, so everything happens at night. Anyway, so does anyone here have pets? Yeah, a couple. I'll go a couple of you. Yeah, my family names my pets after foods and drinks, like brownie, cocoa, soda, Oreo. Anyway, my name is Chai Tea. And my name was bestowed upon me by the monks of the Wat Thai Temple. My full name is supposed to mean champion or winner. Like, I was born lucky to be winning life already, even though I've just come into it. See, when I grew up in the Pacoima Valley. Oh, no, Pacoima in the valley. And I was like the only Asian within a 5-mile radius. So I was used to my name being slang for things like Chino or Pendejo, or all these kids would call me these slurs that I would learn Spanish from. And it made me feel left out when all these teachers would struggle with having my name roll out their tongues the way that American names normally did so easily. It made me feel ashamed that I wished I could change it to something colonized like Steve to fit in. And then as I grew older, I realized that the power of your name is important because your name is an amalgamation of all the worlds fit in everyone's minds, and everyone's perceptions of you is just fractions of diverse universes combined together to make you who you are. Because I am just one thing. I can be an engineer to another, a poet for someone else. I am all of it. Just like you're not limited to your job or your most outstanding characteristic or your profession or your hobbies or your love of life, whether you be a cook or a poet, a lily of the valley or a proud brother, you are all of it. All these things are you, and they're all tied by your name. And my name, my full name, when pronounced correctly, is Surachai Sabatasuk. But you can call me Chai Tea. So, this is hard. Yeah, as you might have heard from the bio, there's a sort of a lot of different aspects about myself. And now I'm thinking about what part of me do I want to talk about? I don't know, was there anything you've heard that you kind of felt like, anything from a bio, like being an adventurer or being a nerd or being a weirdo or being autistic? I don't know, How are you feeling? Like, I don't know. What kind of stood out to you? Proud nerd? Proud nerd. All right. Okay, so let's see. This I will talk. This is a piece about board games. And back in high school, when I had no friends other than my 5 friendos who were all into board games and nerds, we would all like take, after school, we'd all go home at my friend's house and we played games. And in this tiny town in Chatsworth, where we laid these root-breaking citadels, we gathered in dead of winter, with no betrayal at House on the Hill, meeting meeples on the side with code names to coup against the system, here to slay unstable unicorns and exploding kittens, with brass knuckles to land secret hits, that Dixit is a ticket to ride from Seven Wonders to the Lords of Water, deep into an azul abyss, lost in a spirit island within a magic maze. World travelers sushi go, eat on breaks, discussing terraforming marginalized groups beyond happy pigs and splendor, believing we're more than just basement dwellers. We're resilient chameleons with resistance to standard social norms, the true nemesis. These gems have undergone evolution, popularizing for accessibility beyond all dorms, because engine building is no work replacement. See, these cards aren't against humanity, as play should be a prosperity and not a monopoly, but shared amongst company. See, it's a far sight to commit to, y'all. For this is a pandemic, and it is my speech therapy, effectiveness in my words when it comes to gameplay and strategy. And so that's why I play. So let's play. So, speaking of play, yeah, a little more of my background. I was born and raised in Pacoima, and I grew up learning curse words in Spanish as my first, Spanish words, and I can tell by my accent, I'm not Hispanic. So part of our high school requirements is that we're supposed to learn our second language, and American education is So I wrote an entire song using all the Spanish I know in my vocabulary, which is not that many. Yo hablo español muy poquito. That's really all I got. So I wrote the song using only the Spanish I got in my vocabulary. And I'm not a songwriter, I'm not a rapper, I'm not Eminem, I'm just a guy who likes writing. So, y'all ready? So the beat is something like this. Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. And what would I figure? What would the chorus be? What is the topic to what I'm writing? And so this is the chorus. If you want to say hello, it was something like this. Donde está la biblioteca? Donde está la biblioteca? Donde está la biblioteca? Donde está la biblioteca? Whoops, I accidentally. All right. Hola, amigos. Mi nombre es Chai. Bienvenido, gentes y mujeres. Mi casa es su casa. Café y leche son bebidas. No me gusta queso en mi sopa. Yo creo muñeca en la ciudad. Mis cojones trabajo en la escuela. Eso sí, yes, yo escribo cuando yo caminando. Mi profesora de español es la mujer María Labra. En las días de escuela, yo estudio desayuno. Yo como taco, chimichanga, tostada, empanada, chorizo y pollo. Pero ¿dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Cielo azul, ojos rojos, todos son fugas debajo de mis zapatos. Yo quiero caminar la excursión cuando tengo frío. Mi papá tiene 4 o 5, 9 años. Pero siempre duerme cuando tiene sueño y miedo. Llueve mis manzanitas y camisetas porque hace calor. Tengo pantalones. Yo puedo tomar salsa el domingo, lunes, martes, sábado, 8, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yo can count to 15. Nunca te duermo para en noche. La luna es grande, el sol es fuego. Los niños comen las manos y dame nombres malos. Necesito agua after this. But mine is like a cabeza. Acá para la vida, vivís Los Ángeles, que todo tomo miedo. ¿Qué hora es? Es donde está la biblioteca. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? La biblioteca es en mi cabeza. Thank you. That's my song. So yeah, that is all the Spanish words that I know. And my name is Chai Tea. If you like boba, I can tell you all the good shops. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Chai Tea or at your nearby boba shop. Thank you very much. And yeah, can we get another shout to all these awesome instrumentalists? Like, I had no idea what they're coming in. I mean, I didn't tell them what I was going to be talking about. I just said, yo, can I get some backup songs? And they're like, got you, man. And they absolutely got it. They killed it. So, you know, give a hand up for these guys up in here. And, you know, what's going on. All right.
Okay.
And you got this.
All right, good. Good job, see? I love it. I love, honestly, Chai, you're amazing. I love how you fuse the humor with your poetry and your comedy, and then just everything and the whole multiculturalism, and also waking us up to more of your culture too. I love that. That's important. I think that's also part of our code switching as artists, as writers, right? Talk in all your languages, be you authentically, right? And I love that. I think that's what makes our poetry unique, especially to, you know, to us, and you know, you're giving an offering of your culture and of yourself and inviting us into. All right, one more time. I want to acknowledge someone that's been behind the scenes with me since October. She's been a part of the LA Poet Society family on the back end and helping me with organizing and creating materials and writing prompts and all kinds of fun things. And I just want to acknowledge her. She doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I want to acknowledge our beautiful intern, Catherine Presa. So if you want to come on out, she's LA Poet Society official intern. She's been interning for us since October, and she's part of our familia. And I just want to say we appreciate you, and we're so happy that you're fused with us and all the work that you do behind the scenes. And we heard your music and your voice today. So happy National Poetry Month, happy Jasmine. And just want to say lots of love to you. So let's give her some love, everybody. Okay, yay! Yeah, she didn't know, she didn't expect, but I appreciate you. Okay. I just want, like, I'm happy that folks get to meet you today. So, all right. I want to bring someone up from our open mic list, and another wonderful poet that's here in Los Angeles, originally from New Jersey, from the East Coast. We got a little bit East Coast, West Coast. He is all heart, corazón, 100%. And I'm also excited to announce, you know, we are publishing his book, Anatomy of a Flame, and we're going to have our book party next month. So stay tuned for Mauricio A. Moreno, Soul on Fire's book launch. But please welcome Mauricio Moreno up to the mic.
How's everyone doing? Great.
Great.
Beautiful day. I really liked the poem that Chai did, because I think it talks to the fact that, like, culture can be anything that we say it is, and like the mixing of like different languages, I think to me is like shows testament of respect and like love for other culture outside of yours. So I'm gonna actually talk. This first poem is actually going to be about that. It's I'm originally from New Jersey, as Jessica said, but my family's from Colombia. So this is about mi país natal. This is called Un Sueño Hecho Honor. We were born with music in the womb, salsa in our bellies and coffee in our veins. We danced the rhythms of drums and steel strings, stories of slavery, of searching the stars for salidas. We traversed lands and crossed borders, bridging our culture with us. We are travelers sin fronteras, adapting the distant cultures and costumbres while honoring what we couldn't take with us. We hang rosarios from our dashboard and keep La Virgen in our wallets. Our sermons are the chants at football stadiums when our teams score. Goal! We are more than the stereotypes the world places us. We are microbiologists finding cures for HIV. We are free spirits unmarked by weddings or having children dedicated to our craft and loves. We are fashion designers dressing the world with our blessed visions. We are merchants and creators. We inherited dirt and mud and created works of art. We cultivated the land and caught fire to warm our cups of coffee. We rode for 100 years in solitude without a day of rest, wandering in our labyrinth, loving in times of cholera. We resisted the tides of war and continued to sing in defiance of silence. We marched when they told us to kneel. We danced when they told us to die. We loved when they told us to hate. Thank you. Be patient. I'm gonna do one more, is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So as Jessica mentioned, my book, Anatomy of a Flame, is coming out with LA Poet Society next month. It's my first, so I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to find another one. And this was called Se Cree Un Dios. I was born from a black seed under a water sign. My veins spread across the sky and created a network of invisible paths for the great winds to traverse and bring heat and cold to my brethren. My sweat secreted the great rivers of the Amazon, the deluging waterfalls and cascades of every bead of salty concentration. I never cut my locks, but from them grow all colors and created the floral kaleidoscope and encyclopedia of birds, each strand a new species, starting and ending their evolution by my scalp, to the split end that split and branched apart new mutations, even my dandruff that shook off, blanketed the snowy peaks of every mountain of Los Andes. But when it came time to shave my head, the devastation of mass extinction covered the earth in a cold gray shadow, leaving a bald canvas for a new generation of species to spew from the follicles of my hair. In my youth, my boiling blood spewed lava into oceans, my fury colliding with my peace. Chaos, fucking order, and continents were formed in the holy matrimony of my mood swings. My tears fell into solid soil and sprouted coffee beans. Keep my people awake and strong, worship and sing about me through the rhythms of their bodies. Wherever I walked, El Morro de Tulcan would follow, temples unearthed by the footprints that I left, heroes and civilizations born and died within the crevices of my toe prints. Scholars hailed my reign in their religions and creed. I stroked the ground with my fingers and fell in love with the Rio Magdalena that curved through my motherlands. And after my day of reckoning, I slept. My yawns could be heard at the peak of Cristobal Colon, the quiet roar of the earth, the ultimate massiveness of the planet, moving to nowhere, existing, resisting, living, dying, forgetting, remembering. And in the final moment before my rest, my dreams colonize the heavens with a multiverse of stars and hopes, uncountable desires too precious to quantify. Now I sleep because my world was not built in a day. Thank you all.
Miriam's on it. Let's hear from Mauricio A. Moreno, aka Soul on Fire. Yes. Woo, I can't wait for your launch next month. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be fierce. And oh my, I'll just give you guys a little teaser here. We have a new partnership over in the West Adams area, kind of what is it, kind of like Midtown-ish, West Side-ish. And it's a beautiful space. I let Alex see the picture, but we're going to be doing some events there. And it's a very zen, tranquil space. And it's gifted to us. So feeling really blessed for that. Yeah. And it's all in the spirit of our own, our wellness and our well-being and social emotional health. So I'm really grateful that we'll be out there. And this is our new space. We're going to have another event here next month, and then we're going to launch our first open mic here in June. So we're going to be back. I told you, we're planting seeds today. So this is a new home. All right. I'm going to bring up our next reader. How you guys feeling today? Y'all feeling good? Yeah. LA Poets in the house. Lots of love. All right. I'm going to bring up our next guest. I'm gonna pick and choose out of her bio. She's got a good meaty bio, just like the gumbo. Good and meaty. Oh, I love the spice. I've been waiting for something spicy, and Andrea made it happen. I'm like, oh, thank God. I really have been shopping around for something spicy. All right, our next poet is Andrea Lee. She is a multi-talented poet, chef, and author known for her works such as The Power to Change, The Way to Love Yourself, and upcoming Connections Between Us and Expressions of Love, Feelings of Love, Courage, and Betrayal. Set to release summer 2023. In addition to her adult-oriented works, Andrea is also venturing into the world of children's book writing. Her passion lies in helping others understand the positive connections they can foster with one another. Her themes of writing often explore love, loss, and betrayal. Her works have been published in the 1619 Project, Silent Spark Press, and Sims Library of Poetry. She's the curator of Writing Journey 101. I welcome you all to check that out online, www.writingjouRney101.com. She's developed platforms like Poetry in Motion and also co-created verses and vibes to engage with fellow writers and poets. She's also a host of the weekly poetry talk show, Let's Talk Radio, The Artist Connection. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on Let's Talk Radio, and it's called The Artist Connection. And she connects with her audience Thursdays at 8 p.m. She's born and raised in LA. She is a chef, beautiful spirit, just nurturing spirit that I really am fond of. And we got a lot of love for her. And she's feeding our tummies and our soul with her words today. Accompanied by Juan Flautista, Nick Sanchez, Mountains of Ma'am. Let's hear it for Andrea Lee.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to read a couple of poems from my new book coming out June 28th, and that's my birthday at the Sims Library of Poetry. My first poem is By Design. Easily disposed of, no value, used, abused, tossed to the side, plain dress up in 6-inch heels, short dress, revealing all of you. All to do it over and over again the next day, and the next, and the next, and the next. How do you sell human life and sleep well at night? Her entire life, she was told, you're beautiful. Any man would be happy to have you. She was molded to be a servant. To rely on her looks, use her body as a shared car. Early in her life, her mother and aunts taught her to plan to be a bride before she can even drive. living in a fantasy world, worshiping materialistic things. She was taught to be polite, always hold your head up high with grace, make him notice you, be the baddest in the room. What a mistake. Her life should be easily disposed of, manipulated to thinking that you can put a price tag on her. Her mother died in an abandoned apartment building on the east side. Her aunt was hung in a crack house. Her family structure crumbled. She never knew her father, but was shipped off to him because he was the next of kin. The sister felt it was best to reconnect with her family. She had to pick up her life, move to an unfamiliar city. She took a 2-hour plane ride with a stranger who told her everything is going to be all right. This is what's best for you. The stranger introduced her to her strange family, her father and brothers. The first time she was raped, she was 12 by her older brother. She told her father after she was raped again by her other brother. Her dad smiled and said, "Now you're ready." She felt she had no choice. She put on the attire was given to her by her mother, 6-inch stiletto heels, a short spandex dress, full face makeup, and headed out to walk the streets. Cost her her life. That's what the system would do. And that's not me. My next piece is titled "The Electric Stremacy of the Ocean Waves, Clear Skies, Great Times." It was all a blur. I was buried my whole life, conflicted, restricted, out of touch. The feelings that I was feeling so much. Able to reproduce ×2, bringing in new life while I was watching mine flash by. My mind racing, I'm praying, but no one hears me. I feel submerged by the clumps of dirt that placed on top of me. This can't be the end. I have so many unfinished things the light is calling me, but I don't want to go. There are so many untold stories I can't let go. I'm trying to hold on and be strong to the end, conflicted, restricted, out of touch. The feelings that I was missing so much. I need you. Please don't allow this to be the end. It's not my time. It's not the time for my demise. I feel my fingertips tingling. I'm still alive. My eyes pop open, but I cannot breathe. I hear somebody saying it's time. I hear the click clacks, the rolling of chains slowing down my body in a grave. People chanting from ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We lay our loved one to rest. No, she did her best. I live my life without fear or regret, but this is not the time for me to be at rest. And that's my piece. So I'm going to read one last piece, and it's the title of my book, partly. It's called Connections. So in my book, I have the titles Connections Between Us, and each is a poem. And this is the first poem, it's titled Connections. Our lips collided, and with every breath, it ignites my soul. Travels through my bones. I'm addicted to the sound of your voice that breathes oxygen into my lungs, fixated on the touch of your fingertips that pierce my soul, caresses the interior of my heart. Your words give me life, like the blood that flows through my veins. My body flutters each and every time I reminisce of the first time, in between time, which brings us to now. Speak life into me. Value my role, grateful memories, spiritual connections. We are one. I close my eyes, I can touch the moon and see the sun behind. Wait, okay, right there. I feel you deep inside me, the piercing of my body with respect, and in return, I reciprocate trust, love, and loyalty. Enter me deeper. Stop, don't let go. Allow me to hold your heart. This is a sensational feeling. Hands intertwine your body and mind. Keep your mind open to the dreams with close to perfect mate. Fill me up with your warmth. Hold me tight, don't ever let go. Penetrate my mouth with truth. Taste the nectar of my thoughts. Heart filled with joy, enjoying you. Thank you. Wow.
Andrea does a lot. We love Andrea. Let's hear it again for Andrea Lee. Let's hear it again for our band, for our amazing Jasmine. All right, we're almost there. Y'all feeling good? Yes? Oh my goodness, I've just been back in the gumbo back there, and I'm like, bye gumbo. I have to go introduce somebody again. Oh, it's so good. Thank you, Andrea. Okay, we're gonna bring out one of the LA Poets Society. Well, we're all family here, but one of our core team members that helps organize and vision out events for us. And she is just so giving and loving, and is there for everybody with her meditations, Meditation Monday. We're planning our riders in the wild this coming Sunday, the 23rd. So next Sunday, you can meet us at Eden Canyon in Pasadena. And we're gonna go hiking and ride at the waterfall. So we're gonna hike and ride. So next Sunday at 10 a.m. if you wanna join us. But a lot of love to Alex Petunia. She's up next here at the mic. Let's hear it for Alex. Woo! You are around the same height. Well, I think you're a little taller than me. Yeah. Yeah. I just want to shout out to Jessica and Ron and the LA Poet Society team. They always create beautiful community experiences. So thank you. I don't know if the band wants to come up. I feel bad you're all back there. If you could indulge me, I appreciate it. You sound so good today. Thank you. I noticed there's a tip jar here too, if y'all feel generous and want to support the band. Thank you.
With the egg? Sure. Okay. Yourself.
All right, so I'm Alex Petunia. I have the honor of being the host of Meditation Mondays, which is the first Monday of the month, virtual with Los Angeles Poet Society. We get to breathe, we get to journal, we get to write and share, and then we close up with affirmations. So it's always been an honor to do that. That was something that Jessica and I were like, what do we do during pandemic? And like, you know, I'm in healthcare, but I also like just know that there's a lot of power in the power of words. So to share that together is always important. And I'm grateful to be here. So I'm gonna try this one off book. This poem is called Kaleidoscope. I'm a kaleidoscope. Kaleido, meaning beautiful forms. Scope, meaning spectrum of wonder, guided by this mind, this body, this passion. In a room of many shapes, sizes, and colors is where I belong. My body does not contort, confined by society's labels, no. I am shape-shifting. My colors do not belong to one place, one people. I am a glowing rainbow. My life's manuscript of losses and victories and futures does not fit one pathway. No, I am a potency. I am cells born, dry dead, flaked off from your birth. I am not one emotion at once, but a heart holding all of me intact. And I am multicolored, multi-purpose, so multidimensional. I am curious about myself. And I am all of this multiplied by the energy in this moment here with you. I belong here. You belong here too. My story is worth your ear if you let my ear take you into. What if we painted a canvas together with our words? Let our pains and our joys bleed upon this canvas, and when we're ready, what if we held this canvas up to the sky with all our might and let the sun rays of our truths shine through? Maybe then we could show the world how beautifully we could transcend together with the boldest brightness in us all. Thank you.
Beautiful.
No excuses. That was incredible. I love it. Jasmine poetry. Let's hear it for Jasmine poetry. Body good together. All right. How we doing? We're closing up. We got a couple more folks. And we're gonna be just enjoying some more company, and there's still some more food, and definitely help yourself. All right, I just want to check and see who is in the audience here. I wanted to check and see if Parker is here. They RSVP'd. Parker. No, Parker. Okay, and Carlton, you still okay? Carlton is here, and then Juan. And then we have Lupe Montiel is gonna be closing it up. Well, actually, we'll have Lupe and then Juan, you're gonna be the final. And yeah. So actually right now I'd like to bring up, we'll bring up Carlton. Carlton the messenger. You wanna come on? Let's hear it for Carlton.
Hello. How y'all doing today? I just love this poetry thing. I'm trying to figure what to really say, and I think you kind of sit well. I don't want to go too far that way or too far that way. So I'm going to kind of stick it down the middle. This first one, well, little background. Last few years, all I listen to is audiobooks. I've changed my mindset, changed the things I think about, try to help friends and family change their mindset, and it don't work out too well. So I put their lessons in poems. So when they hear me, hopefully they get it. So this first one is for people who don't want to do nothing, just want to sit around, but want to go to church all the time. You say you can't lose, God got your back. But if you don't move, he don't move. Understand that. You can't just sit around and find a star to wish upon. Dogs don't chase parked cars. Parked cars get pissed upon. To get a reaction, you need an action, like a bird, because that's what's happening. You see somebody in flow, God is backing them with universal laws, affecting the cause, coaching and conditioning through hunches and intuition. You've been paying attention and listening, you should know it well. It's not about the show and tell, it's the touch and prove. Because if you don't move, he don't move. Thank you. Now this next one falls down the line when people see me with things and they want them. So I tell them how to get them. And then later on, they ain't got them and they ain't doing what I said or what I thought they should do to get them. And they'll look at me and say, well, everybody can't be you. So, all right, well, you can't be me? Well, I agree that's true. Well, let's take a look at you being you. How you living? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting something different. Let me make it clear. Look at your last 5 years. Without change, that's going to be your next 5 years. Easy to swallow? We all need a role model to follow, somebody pursuing and doing what we need to be doing. Life gets real when you're missing meals, can't fix the wheels, late on bills, no thrills and chills for the family. It wasn't the plan for me. Sure, more money brings more problems, but not those problems. If those your problems, then that's your problem. Don't count on your friends and family to help solve them. Don't involve them. They got their own problems. Find somebody without those problems and be them. Thank you. Now my last one, if it's okay. Okay, for one more. Last one is for people who just don't think. It's simple as that. You ever try to get somebody to think? That's like leading a horse to water, trying to get them to drink. They might follow you in that direction, but they ain't gonna make the connection. When they get to the water, all they're gonna see is their reflection and think it's all about them. Am I too fat? Am I too slim? Does this hat go with my wardrobe? But see, the ego got their mind all cornrolled, got their spirit pushed back on hold, like it's all about the material things. But see, material things are just nonsense. Just like cereal, it has no contents, has nothing to gain. What did the caterpillar say to the butterfly? My, you've changed. Well, that's what stepping outside of a cocoon will do for you. That's what thinking outside of the box, outside of the comfort zone will do for you. That's what exercising your mind like cardio through books, reading or audio about people going from needing to succeeding will do for you. What your friends and family do for you? Do they have good intentions for you to be better? Or do they have bad intentions to bring you down to their level because they ain't got their act together? Always bringing up the old you. But see, that's the old you. With the new you, they're gonna lose you. Because if they don't change, sorry. With the old you, they're gonna lose you. But you must learn. All caterpillars ain't caterpillars. Some turn into worms. And all caterpillars don't turn into butterflies. Some turn into moths. So when you change your mind, you change your thoughts. And when you change your thoughts, the things you think about change. Watch what you put in your brains. Thank you. I'm Carlton the Messenger, all one word, no spaces. You can find me on everything. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, TikTok, Instagram, everything. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Rachel.
Carlton the Messenger. Let's hear it for Carlton the Messenger. Oh, we're gonna... All right. All right, everybody, we got a treat here. I guess we're gonna do a song. All right. So we're gonna do a little song. And actually, I want to tell you guys about Anthony. Let's do a little stream of consciousness. Before we close up the show, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of it. Everybody that's blessed the mic today. I want to thank our host, MKM Cultural Arts Center. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you for opening your doors to us today and great partnership that we are building together. All right, and then we have Juan Flautista. Let's hear it for Juan Flautista, also known as Juan Cárdenas, who is a poet and a singer. Yeah, that's the tip. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for tipping. And I want to thank everybody that just collaborated with us today too. All right. So I want to tell you about who this Anthony J. Green is and why I decided to name a festival for him in his honor. I met him when I was about 15 years old, and he was about, I think, 18, over in Fontana, California. That's where I was in high school. And he was best friends with somebody that I was going out with at the time. Anyway, we developed a great friendship. It was one of those friends where you would go over their house every day after school and hang out, go swimming. He had a great pool. His family was really cool to me. I basically became adopted into his family. So I was one of his family friends, or he was one of my family friends, I guess you could say. Well, anyway, all summer long. And I remember all my sophomore year and junior year after school, I would go to his house and all of us would hang out at his house, just goofing around. I just remember being free and happy, and he was always laughing and making jokes and there was always this thing between him and this other guy. They were just kept making each other laugh. It would just be nonstop laughter. That was the first time I ever saw that. I kind of hung out by myself. Well, anyway, it was just so much comfort with this guy, Anthony J. Green. I liked it because he was also Irish and Mexican too. And I mean, I knew I'm other things now, but at that time I was like, you're Irish and Mexican or Spanish or whatever we thought we were. So we were friends. Well, anyway, the reason why he's so special, he would meet me after school and make sure I would get home safely. And after school, I was lucky enough to be going to a community college program in high school. So I would go to night school. I was like 16 going to night school. And he would meet me at 10 p.m. And my parents didn't pick me up. I had to take a bus home. So he would always meet me and make sure I got home safe, And a lot of times that meant walking home himself from where I lived, which was a good 5 or 6 miles away, because the buses wouldn't run anymore after 11. So that was love. He was someone that taught me about unconditional love. He saw me grow up. He saw me go on relationships, become engaged. He saw me start the Los Angeles Poet Society in 2009. As I love Zena, and he would always record her for me on the TV when I was in college because the dorms only had one TV and everybody was monopolizing it. So he would record Zena for me. He was my brother. He loved wolves, bonsai trees, Jasmine. Where I lived, there was a jasmine bush outside my house. Every time he smelled jasmine, he would think of me. And so now when I see Jasmine, I think of him. And yeah, growing up, you just do what you do. You live your life. You chart your path. You start getting into things that you make your own when you're a teen, right? But you don't think much about, well, at least me, I guess. I'll speak for myself. I didn't think much about myself in a greater sense of the word of purpose or anything like that. I just knew I wanted to be a poet. I like dancing. I love writing. And I love partying. So that was me. I know, really, in a nutshell. It's still now, right? It's true, right? But he would tell me, hey, Jessica, he taught me to see myself in a bigger way. I don't know. He just saw my soul or my personality or who I could be, the potential in my life, and said all these amazing things. And I wish I remembered exactly what he said, but it made me feel really important. It made me feel like I didn't even deserve those words because I never thought of myself like that before. But the main thing is that he loved me unconditionally. And that was a great lesson I had learned. And he died in July 24th, 2011. And he died really young. He was like 30, 33, 34. So this is a way to carry on his life, his legacy, because he was my best friend, my brother, and now he's all part of your life too. And today's his birthday. All right. Yeah, Anthony's birthday. So viva Anthony! Love you, brother. All right. Whoa. Navajo sand. Whoa. Baptize me so I may live again. Once I laid the 23. I woke up once and didn't see me. I created sad.
I miss my mama and miss my dad. They retired. Oh, whoa, Navajo singing. Whoa, baptize me, let me live again. Dead again at 32. Thought I knew myself, I hardly knew. I was defeated from my past. Everything around was large and black. But I kept on going down the line. Gotta listen to the vision inside. Yeah. Navajo sing. Oh. Thank you for letting me live again and using these eyes. I breathe the deep way. Really whoa. Whoa. Oh, Navajo sing. Navajo sing. Navajo sing. Navajo sing. Navajo sing. Oh, Navajo sing. Thank you for letting me live again. Thank you. Thank you, Juan Albisa. Oops, I'm in the speaker. All right. Thank you, Juan. So now y'all know who Anthony is. I thought that was important. And I want to bring up our closer tonight. Another sister of mine. Okay, yes. Oh, yes. All right, okay, we can do that. Just one piece, and then we'll have Lupe close it up. Okay. All right, Elu in the house. So let's have him do a poem. Let's hear it for Elu.
It's okay.
Oh yeah. I thought it was over too. You're tall. Let's.
All right. How y'all doing? This piece I'm doing is actually a life and death type of piece. As I was going home, I ran into a situation and almost lost my life. So I'm going to share with you what happened when I came back. Another busy day on the rat race of life, trying to relax, trying to stay alive. As I ride my bike, I'm heading home. All of a sudden, I'm all alone. I just been hit by a big old truck. Now I'm looking at heaven saying, what the fuck? As reality sets in that this is drifting away, is this really the way that I'm gonna lose my day? As time goes by, you're drifting, you're thinking, like, is this really who I am? And gone in a blink. I look at the back of my head and the back of my back, so I knew I really wasn't there. I was drifting. As I slowly can feel myself being pulled under the truck, I'm really looking up, saying, what the fuck? Am I really living my life in a blink of an eye as I drift on and say goodbye? As time goes on, I feel wetness dripping in my face. A rainy day, what a beautiful waste. I see things in my mind that shouldn't be there. The applause of my family saying, come on, we're waiting for you here. It hurts because I know I don't want to really know the truth, but I can feel the light pulling me in. And the light is not the light that I want, but I can't help it because it's all so warm. To hear your ancestors calling you and saying, you did your job. And I can't understand really, is this the really way I'm gonna leave this world? So as time drifted, in a blink of an eye, I wake back up and I said, oh my, is this really what life really is? Is this really what life really is? So as time really passes by and I'm now in the hospital bed and I'm sitting there, my wife, my kids, all my living loved ones are standing there before me. How do you tell them I seen your uncle, your grandma, your aunties, all the ones that was there before me? And I say to you, is this really what life is all about? So now when I live my life, I live it all out. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for Ilu. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. All part, it's the experience you had. I'm glad, yes, you're here. Another day, everything's a gift, right? So to be awake today. Okay, y'all, we're gonna close up the 3rd annual Jasmine and Poetry Festival with Jazz. Woo-woo. And this is our first time having it in the flesh because it started on Zoom. So for the first couple of years on Zoom. So y'all making it 3-dimensional today. All right, we're gonna bring up Lupe Montiel. She is also a Wonder Woman with many skills. So I'm gonna pick and choose, and I have no offense, okay? But I want you up here. Lupe Montiel, she is a poet, an interdisciplinary artist, author, filmmaker, producer, playwright, screenwriter, music supervisor, actor, songwriter, painter, photographer, art curator, art docent, marketing executive, founding and executive board member of Girls in Focus, a nonprofit, a nonprofit film organization for youth, especially young girls. She also studied at NYU Technical School of the Arts, and she is the founder of Monarca Pictures, a film company in Hollywood. She's the founder of Fortutoscope USA, an online platform for artists. She's going to be a part of our always running book festival. She's got a big part to play, but we'll talk about that later. But she is another one of the core familia of LA Poet Society. And let's hear for Lupe Montiel. Let's hear for Juan Bautista and Mountains of Man, Nick Sanchez, or the jazz band that's going to be joining her. We love you. Thank you for blessing us with the music. All right. The microphone.
Yes, thank you. Gracias a todos. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging on, and thank you for being here and for sharing your words. Your words are very powerful. I think that's what draws me to the writing, because all of you have an amazing story and all of you touched me in some way. I'm very sensitive today. I don't know why, but all of you had something to share that really touched my heart. And I want to thank you for that. You really opened me up. It is really like church. It really is. And it has an amazing healing power. I'm so happy to be here. And for Chai Tea, if my people made you feel left out, I apologize to you, because I'm here to fight for inclusion for women and for raza in the film industry. And when we hurt you, we hurt us. And I'm here not to hurt, but to heal. So anyone who I've ever hurt, I ask for forgiveness. If you ever felt left out, that's on us. But I ask for forgiveness. Thank you, Los Angeles Poet Society, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Juan. You guys are my chosen family. You really are. I love you beyond measure. This poem I wrote not that long ago because Jessica invited me to Midnight Books. And she gave us some prompts that Alex Petunia, who's here, dropped somewhere. This poem that I'm gonna read, I'm gonna dedicate to my friend, Luis Chavez, who's an actor you guys must not miss. He is actually gonna be on a series on Hulu, and you guys should all support him. It's about socks. Alex Petunia, do you remember this? This prompt? Anyways, it's socks and you inspired me. Where, oh, where do you go? You start out like me, well matched and married. And as time goes back, the damage, the tears, breaks in the thread. Everything starts to unravel, as it often does. But before you know it, y'all are mismatched, much like me. Remnants of a time of wholeness. And now you stumble, you crawl, walk, and run as best as you can with what you've got left, those threads. Pill on fabric, pills in mouth, socks and I so much alike. A mixed bag, that's where we live. A tattered world, shattered heart, fighting to remain whole and paired up as we once were. And now we are no more. We go through space and time, hoping for the best, with our eyes peeled, hoping against hope, for perhaps the chance to find that special pair of socks, the other half, back to a day when two made one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for enduring this. Okay, so this one is called The Sacred and the Profane. You choose to ignore the same things I'm willing to overlook. Still, I hold contempt for the profane, for it insults what I believe to be what mattered most to me, the sacred. And what is sacred? That which transcends, that which is not everyday life. Precisely that which I long and strive for every day in my own life. That which is inside of me, not outside of me. That vibrant, lively, internal world which I've lived in decade after decade. So society wants what from me? To bow to the profane. But why should I? Why should anyone? Why must the profane be revered? Why should I entertain that which kills my heart and creativity? The very sacred inspiration given to me by the one I long for, the Holy Spirit, the sacred. Society's expectations for me truly are profane, absolutely profane. What exactly is profane? Everything mundane, everything, the 9-to-5 toil, the one that breaks our spirit. It takes our whole life. It pulverizes our heart. However, not ever. I bow to the sacred, to life, to love, to art, to inspiration and the pursuit of happiness. I bow to you, to all of you, for you are all a piece of me, and you add to my joy, and you are sacred. You are the sacred. I dedicate my poem to all of you, for you are all worthy of respect and admiration. Thank you. And this poem is dedicated to my city. My family arrived from Mexico in 1975, and we arrived to a beautiful city that you guys might have heard of. It's not that far from the airport. It's called Inglewood. And I love where I am from. So in inspiration, I was inspired by Luis Rodriguez and many other poets who have written poems to their cities. And I think we should do something with Los Angeles Poet Society, poems to our cities. We should write something about our cities because we can't shred and trash where we eat. We should honor where we live. And so this is my honor and my ode to Inglewood. Inglewood, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. De donde vengo, a donde voy. There was a time long ago when my mom would sing to me in Spanish, Canción de Cuna. Esta niña linda que nació de día, quiere que la lleven a ver a su tía. Esta niña linda que nació de noche, quiere que la lleven a pasear en coche. Michoacán, Guanajuato, México, Distrito Federal. That's what I'm made of, and that's where I'm from. And I'm proud. But not so fast. Manuel and Maria Montiel had other plans. Ambition and pride, trauma, poverty, it was all forced upon them. A dream for a better future was inexplicable. Suddenly, north of the border, the family of three were thrust to a different shore, all the way from Lake Texcoco to the Pacific Ocean. Inglewood, to be exact. 1975 saw us in a new country, a new town, and a new life. We began with the fight for our lives. But if we could make it here, we could make it anywhere. Inglewood is a city of champions. Inglewood is a place full of promise and opportunity. Everyone can make something of themselves. Inglewood is that place. The importance of an education was drilled into my brain at a very early age. Perhaps it was not even age appropriate. My father did the talk. He also did the walk. He leads by example. That's my whole family. With an Inglewood High School diploma and a lifelong career in the aerospace industry to prove it. Same with my mom. Both of them were always building airplanes. It's our whole life. When I was a preschooler, walking up and down those steep, hilly streets, I was held by my mother's hand. And I love daydreaming while looking at the majestic pines. They adorn our city streets, and many of our streets are named after those trees. Arbor Vitae, Buckthorn, all tree streets. I loved inspecting the perfectly manicured lawns when I grew bored with the beauty surrounding us. However, the concrete beneath my tired feet reminded us about our American need. We obviously needed a car, and urgently. So as time rolled on, it was revealed to me that the Inglewood Hills weren't hills at all. They're truly fractures on the landscape. They're the deep wounds and symbols of trauma on the ground, ominous signs of trauma in my own future. The Inglewood fault line holds many, many stories. Every penny earned was a penny saved for that apartment on Arbor Vitae Street, and it was always paid on time. By now, my mom carried my brother in her womb. Mommy and I marched on, always walking, always up and down those Inglewood steep, hilly streets. At first, we were three. Suddenly, we were a family of four. Marching up the street, we were exactly like those Inglewood palm trees, those which failed to topple in the robust whirlwind left behind by those gigantic airplanes on the way to LAX. Hundreds of people traveled millions of miles to fulfill their California dreams. But I've always lived there. And although it seems like a world away from Inglewood to Hollywood, it's only 14 miles away. especially driving up on La Brea. I love La Brea. It is my heart and my reward. That street is magic. Beckman Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles, you might know them as Yola. That's where my son learned to play the violin every single day. I have the privilege of driving him to school, to music school and everyday school, every single day, and those are my gifts. It took me, a brown-skinned Mexican mother, Chicana, daughter, sister, a working professional, damn near a lifetime to get here, to live out my dreams. I'm not stopping, and I'm finally here. I've arrived, and I don't take no for an answer. No only means not yet. You can never beat someone like me because I never quit. Truly, I'm relieved. I'm nostalgic. I'm pensive. Nevertheless, I'm infinitely grateful for everything I've ever lived, for everything the universe has sent me. Through the adversity, I'm still standing because I'm from Inglewood, the city of champions. And it's very simple. I'm just like all of you. And just like all of you, I'm here to win. Thank you. Gracias.
All right, let's hear it one more time for you.
Thank you.
And what about these?
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Catherine, let's keep it going.
You guys are awesome.
Our jazz band. Catherine, I think Catherine. All right, everybody. We're about to close up here.
So what's that? Oh, that's huge.
All right, everybody. How you feeling, everyone? How you guys doing, Ellen? Beautiful. That was magic. That was beautiful the whole way through. We are concluded with our program, the 3rd annual Jasmine and Poetry Festival with jazz. You gotta jazz. You gotta just snap it out. So before we all leave, a couple things I just want to remind you of. First, I'm going to invite everybody to the stage to take a bigger picture. And on the way to the stage, I invite you to please have an intention regarding Anthony, or maybe anybody that's close to you that might not be here anymore in physical form. I think I ask you to come up with an intention or just a feeling, and give a little water to our jasmine plant down there. And we got Anthony's candle there. But as you come up, leave your intention and give the, water the jasmine and come up to the stage. This is where you're gonna all chill and I get a good group picture of everybody. And then I'm gonna invite you to take a journal. They're free. Grab some jasmine blossoms on the table. They're free. If you still wanna bid on any of the items, we have a couple things that already bid on. So if you check it out, see if there's anything you might want. Also grab some more food. I'm sure there's extras here. So maybe Andrea's got a way to maybe give you a little extra to take home. There's a way to tip the band. If you want to tip the band, you can also tip the chef. But I want to let you know that, we got love for everybody and everybody's good going home with some love today too, by the way. So any tips you can do, that's even bonus. All right, everyone. Thank you. And I hope to see you for our next event. Our next event is going to be our Writers in the Wild on April 23rd over in Eaton Canyon. We're going to meet at 10 a.m., set some intentions, have our land acknowledgement, and then we're going to start hiking up together. Don't worry about journals and pens. We'll have it in our backpack. We want you to bring is your water and any comfortable, whatever you may need to hike comfortably, basically. Okay. We're not going to be responsible for that, but we have your journals. We'll bring an extra water bottle, but definitely, I'll come with some water. It'd be good idea. So 10 o'clock, April 23rd. Also April 29th is Indie Poetry Indie Bookstore Day. And we're going to be at Midnight Books in Whittier on April 29th at 6 to 8, where we are hosting an out-of-town poet. I love hosting out-of-towners. Huggy Bear, the poet, is a fierce poet from Alabama, an activist poet, social justice warrior. So I invite you to join us 6 to 8. And we're also going to have featured guests from the LA Poet Society Press family. So we hope to see you there. We have a lot happening. We always have our NaPoWriMo prompts that Andrea Lee and Catherine Bressa, they were the creators of the poetry prompts that we've been plugging every day. So thank you for that. But we challenge you to write 30 for 30. And just stay in touch. There's so much happening. And we'll be back here next month for May 28th for the Always Running Book Festival. We're going to be celebrating Luis J. Rodriguez's book, Always Running. It's a memoir of his life. Growing up, he grew up in gangs and drugs, changed, it was through activism and literacy that he changed as a teenager. And, he was the poet laureate of LA. He ran for governor of California. He's an activist and writer, well-known writer. Always Running is 30 years old. So we're going to have a big party for that book here, May 28th. So we invite you back. All right, everybody, come on. Let's go ahead and we can water the jasmine and let's have our group picture. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Lots of love to everyone. Happy Poetry Month. Yeah, come up on stage. Yeah, just your intention and just some water and come on in.
Well, I'm not.
And again, thank you, MKM Cultural Arts Center. Thank you for having us. All right, thanks for watching. That ends our 3rd annual Jasmine Poetry Festival. We're here with jazz music, and I hope you enjoy the poetry, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Thank you.